Hello, my dear listener. Welcome to today's reflection. It'll be another vulnerable one that touches a soft and sometimes sore place for many of us on the inside. So before we go any further, do take a deep grounding breath with me, will you? Let yourself settle. If you're willing, let any defenses drop just a wee bit. And I want you to begin by asking yourself honestly, when was the last time that someone checked in on you without you having to initiate it? And how did that feel? Maybe someone did and it surprised you in the best way. Or maybe no one comes to mind and the pain of that still sits heavy in your chest. Well, wherever you land, you are not alone. You're not weak for wanting to be remembered, and you're not asking for too much when you wish that someone would notice the weight that you've been carrying quietly all this time. Being thought of without asking is not too much to want. It's really a form of love. So let's reflect together in a gentle, honest, and a kind way as we reflect on ourselves and the experiences we've had. Let's begin with a few preliminary questions to help us tune in. When someone does ask you how you're doing, my dear listener, how do you usually respond? Do you deflect with a quick, "I'm good"? Or do you change the subject? Or do you soften it so that no one really feels uncomfortable? And then I want you to ask yourself, when you're struggling silently, what is it that you hope for deep down? I'm not thinking the practical things here, but the feelings. Maybe it's, I hope that someone notices, right? Or I wish someone would check in just because. And when you see someone else being cared for, what sort of emotions come up? Is it sometimes joy? Or perhaps longing? Maybe it's a whisper that says, "Why not me?" And I want you to hear that that whisper matters. So let it speak. But let's come back to that question I asked earlier. When, my dear listener, was the last time that someone checked in on you without you having to ask for it? And who was it? What did they say or what did they do? Did you believe that their care was sincere? Or did you just brush it off out of habit? How did it feel? In your body, I mean. What was your breath like, and how were your emotions expressing themselves when you were checked on? Maybe your chest loosened a little bit. Maybe you had unexpected tears welling up. Maybe you felt shocked or grateful or maybe even confused. That feeling, that shift it's the body's way of recognizing love without conditions. But then what if no one actually comes to mind when you try to remember who was the last person that checked in on you? What if it's been weeks or months or even longer since anyone has asked, "How are you?" Like, really, how are you? If that's true for you, take another breath with me, because this next part is a little bit vulnerable. Have you, my dear listener, been the one who often checks in first? Are you considered like the emotional caregiver? The one who's always seen as a strong one? What is it that you believe people assume about you? Is it that you're fine on your own? That you don't need any support? That you've got it handled? Here's the hard truth. Sometimes the world forgets to check in on the ones who appear strongest. But your strength, it doesn't cancel out your need, does it? And your silence should not disqualify you from being seen. Have you unintentionally taught people not to check in on you? Or have you downplayed your needs, hidden your exhaustion, or smiled through the pain? That's a form of protection, isn't it? But you see, protection often comes at the cost of intimacy. So ask yourself, what kind of fears come up around being seen as someone who wants to be checked in on? Is it a fear of being a burden? Or a fear of being rejected? Or a fear of appearing like you're too much? See, those fears, my listener, are valid. But so is your longing. And longing, spoken with integrity, is not weakness. No, it's an invitation for connection. And if you're feeling stuck in the gap between your needs and what's available, maybe try one of these. Try writing a scene from your life where you had wished that someone had checked in on you. And as you remember this and write it down, be specific. What was it that you wanted to hear? What did you want them to notice? Or imagine a future version of yourself who receives consistent, loving check-ins. What's shifted? And what kind of boundaries were softened? And then ask yourself, what would it mean to believe that I'm worth remembering without prompting? That belief might feel foreign, but you can grow into it gently, honestly, over time. Take another deep breath with me, would you? Let everything that rose up in you, let that be held, because you are not too needy. You are not too invisible. You do not have to earn care, concern, or even affection. And I want you to ask yourself, going through these reflections, what did I learn today about my relationship with receiving care? Where in my life do I want to be more honest about what I need? And what is one small way I can open the door this week to being supported more? Maybe that means telling a friend. It means a lot when people check in. I don't always say that, perhaps. Or maybe it's reaching out and being real about how you're really doing, not the edited version. Or perhaps it looks like journaling with the phrase that says, I want to feel remembered, and that's okay. Affirming that. Because it is okay. It's more than okay. It's actually, I think it's a holy, sacred thing. Your need to be seen, it's not a flaw. It's a signal, and you are not alone in it. My dear listener, thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for listening to yourself. And thank you for remembering that you are worthy to be thought of, even in the midst of your silence.